Welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into Azure and learning how to build and run containers using Azure Container Registry Tasks or ACR Tasks. This tool can make container management much easier, automating tasks like building, pushing, and running containers. So let's get started. Azure Container Registry or ACR is Microsoft managed Docker registry service in the cloud. With the ACR, you can store and manage containers images for all types of container deployments. But the real magic happens with ACR Tasks. ACR Tasks allow you to automate image building and deployment directly into ACR. You can set up continuous integration to automatically build and deploy images whenever code changes, or you can manually trigger, build, and run. So let's get started. So now let's go into the Azure portal, and in the search session, let's type in Container Registry. And let's select it under the service. So in this session, let's click on Create. And then let's fill in the details. So if you have an existing Azure resource group, then you can select it. But I'm just going to create a brand new resource group. Okay, so I'm just going to name this one as Coffee Lab RG, and then I'll click on OK. So that'll be my resource group. And for the registry name, I'll just simply name it as Coffee Reg. Okay, that's already taken. So I'll just add 1 to it. Okay, that's available. For the location, I'll leave it as UK South. That's fine. And for the pricing, I'll leave it as standard. Then I'll click on Review and Create. Then I'll click on Create. So essentially, the registry you're building will store your container images and will also help you to manage your tasks. Okay, so now our registry is ready. So we can simply go into the resources by clicking on this. And this is our registry. If we scroll down, we can then be able to see once we create our registry, once we create our images, then it will be stored in here in the repository. So with this out of the way, now let's move on to the next step. So the next step is to create our image. So to do that, let's go into the CLI by clicking on this button here. For this CLI is ephemeral. I want a way that we can store files. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a brand new session. So to do that, let's click on Settings here, and then click on Reset User Settings. And then we can click on Reset. And then we can now start the whole process again. Probably in yours, you might probably come to this screen directly if you have not used the CLI. So I'm just going to click on PowerShell. And from here, I'll mount a storage account. And I'll select my subscription. Then I'll click on Apply. So in here, I'm just going to create a storage. So I'll select this one here. I want to create a storage account. And then click on Next. Then I'll select my resource group. So I'm just going to use the same resource group as I have my other resource in. So I'm just going to use Coffee Lab. And then for the region, I'll select the same region as UK South. So I'm just going to filter it. UK South. And a storage account, I'll create a new storage account. So I'll name this one as Coffee Store. And this as Coffee File. And then click on Create. Okay, so that's great. It's fine. Actually, I need to switch to Bash. I'm just going to click on Bash. All right, so while it's in the Bash, this is where we're going to create our Docker file, which we're going to use to create our image. So first of all, let me see where I am at. So I'm in Kofi home directory. So I'm just going to try ls. So I want to go into the cloud drive. So I'll just cd into it. And there you go. So I'm in that drive. So I'm just going to create a Docker file here. So I'm just going to echo from hello world. And I'll pass this one to a Docker file. So that's created. There you go. The Docker file is created. So I'm just going to now build my image using this Docker file. So to do the building of this image, I'll type in Azure ACR, and then I'll specify my image name. My name is as Hello World V1. And I'll specify the registry we created, which is this one here. So I'm just going to type in registry, and then I'll type in Kofi reg11. And I'm going to specify my Docker file to build this image. So I'll use this to move to the next line. And then here I'll type in file, and then the Docker file I created. So then I want to specify that it's this current directory. So that means the Docker file is in this current directory. So I just press on enter. This will start the building of the image. Okay, so it took about 5 minutes for the image to build. So we can check to ensure that the image is definitely in a registry by typing in this command, Azure ACR repository list, then the name of our repository, which is Kofi reg11, and then I'll output this one to a table. There you go. So that's the image right there. You can also see it directly from the console by clicking on refresh. And then there you go. That's the image right there. So you can minimize this and you can see the image right there. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build a container out of this image. So to do that, let's type in this command here, Azure ACR run registry, then Kofi reg11 cmd, and then type in registry sample, and then it's hello world v1, and I'll pipe it to null. Okay, so the container has been built successfully. So we can see that it's showing us it's successfully executed a build of the containers. If you don't see this message and you want to check using the logs too, you can also use the Azure ACR Tasks and then the logs, and then you specify your registry, and it's Kofi reg11. And I will also show you that this was done successfully, and you can see that it showed that the the container was executed successfully. You can also scroll up just to see the build process. So if you go through here, it show you that a new image being utilizing this image for the building, and it will go through the process of building the container successfully. Right, so this brings us to the end of this video. I hope this video helped you out to build your own containers. Right, so if you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.